Hi, welcome to the small shed. This week we're doing a bit of work on my wife's handbag. See you in a minute. Right, we've got something different in the shed this week. This is a bag that my wife bought a year or so ago that is probably cost more than I would have paid, but then again I'd pay more for a drill than she would, so it's probably only fair. There's a, well, I won't say it's a problem, I don't know whether it's a cheap catch on it or a failed catch, I don't know, but the little catch on the front is just coming undone because it's got no pressure on it when it's closed, and my wife is wandering around finding that her bag is open because she's done it up like that, and after a couple of minutes it's come undone like that. I don't think there's anything, well, there is obviously something I can do to try and mend it, and I'm going to, but I don't want to completely do something invasive, because I think there's always the option with something like a bag like that we can take it back, and I suspect they might well do something about it. I think it was only about a year ago she had it, so anything I do I want to be able to sort it without causing any intrusion whatsoever in the bag. Now, the only thing I can think, my immediate thought was, oh, it wants something like soft rubber or something on the inside face there that would just push it out slightly, but I'm tending to go off the idea the more I look at it, and thinking I might be able to put something by way of a plate around. There's a raised part there in the centre. There is some spring left in the catch itself, it's just that there's a little bit of spring tension in it, but it's just that there's about 1 or 2 millimeters that nothing happens until that spring kicks in, and I think it just needs, effectively it needs this bottom plate lifting up a little bit, and obviously I can't do that on the catch, and I can't take the catch out. So I'm just going to pop in the house and see what I've got in the box of brass and bits like that. This is actually sort of a brushed nickel finish, so I might see if I've got some nickel silver perhaps, but we'll go and get the bits and have a look and see. Okay, right, that's the box I've got of brass and stuff, usually a fair bit of odds and sods. There's some nickel silver flat strip there, brass, more brass than anything because it's what I've used in the past for making railway engines and things. I haven't got a huge amount of nickel silver, and most of it's little bars, but I'll just have a quick look and see. Ah, now that's nickel silver. Doesn't look too good at the moment, but it will now that I think is going to be pretty close by way of a match, particularly for something that won't be seen. It just remains to be seen whether it's big enough. Yes, I think it will. What I think I'll do now is to measure this up and cut a piece that's the same length as that backing plate. I probably will just narrow it down a little bit and just cut out the centre so that it slides over there, drops down, and then forms like a packing piece that I can just hold on with something like double-sided tape even perhaps, and that will just give me, I think, sufficient bite for it not to come undone again. I think we'll give that a try. Probably something best done in the house, because it's down to almost jewellery making stuff rather than chop saws and jigsaws. Now, to help me mark it out, in the good old days you'd have used engineer's blue, but I shall use a bit of Sharpie that we can just put on the metal, and then when we scribe a line on it we'll be able to see pretty much where we're going. Let that dry off a minute. Now I need a piece the same length as the original catch. If I run that across the end, that should give me a line. That's exactly what that does. And the same with the width. And we want the width to one side, and then we measure the width to the other side. So that's marked the slot width, and then again we'll go to the top of the hole, mark that in. There we are. So that's given us the area that I need to cut out. What I'll do is just drill a small hole in each corner so the piercing saw can go through. We'll go and move in the house and have a go at it in there. longer. Hole. We'll wait until it fits and then that's better. That's it now. That will now sit over there without any great problem. We can clean that up and then put it on the plate. Right, that's 320 followed by 500 grit sandpaper, which should bring it to pretty close to what the original finish is on the bag. It's close enough for me. I'm just going to cut it off now, and once that's done we can start and attach it. I'll just put some double-sided tape on it now because again it's easier to deal with when it's in this size rather than a tiny little piece that I'm going to drop. So we just cut the middle out of the double-sided tape. Just rounded off the edges as well a bit with the file. So hopefully that should now slide over and fit. Just do a final check before we stick it on. Nice tight fit anyway, and I suspect when that's on you won't even notice. Hopefully that's one of those jobs that my wife will look at and say, I can't see what you've done. So that's the job done. Fairly happy that that's not going to be seen, not going to be noticed. We will wait and see how it works out in real life for a week or two, but at the moment it's not showing any signs of coming undone like it was before, so hopefully we've done a repair which is both sympathetic with the bag and it's non-invasive as well, so that we can take it apart if we ever had to and leave no trace of us ever having been there if we need to take it back and see if we can get it replaced. So I hope it was of interest. Look forward to seeing you next time, and we'll see you then. Bye!